My sincerest apologies. We are having technological difficulties. My computer decided to restart. It thought that this was the perfect time. So I do truly apologize for the inconvenience, but we are back. So let's just jump right in where we left off, shall we?
Yes.
Absolutely. So, Renaja, so how do you maintain your own professional development, and what areas would you select for your personal growth if you had the option?
That is a great question. So as far as maintaining my professional development, I read all the time. I'm always looking for new interesting books, and they're not even always related to my field exactly. I just like reading different things to kind of keep all of my tools sharpened. I think that it's very important to have many different talents and many different tools in your toolbox. Like I said, it makes it easier to relate to many different type of people. And with teaching, there are so many different types of students and faculty and, just other, like, even parents who you interact with. So it's good to know a lot about a lot. So, or rather a little about a lot. Um, I also do a lot of videos. YouTube is the way of the future, let me
Yes,
tell
it
you.
is.
I've seen a lot of the creatives, just really taking over YouTube and using it as a platform that I don't even think that the creators of YouTube maybe even intended for YouTube to be used for. But they, you know, have really mastered extra teaching. Um, they have mastered YouTube as an additional resource to teachers and to students in general when they're studying and when they're, maybe trying to pick up extra knowledge they may not have received in class. As teachers, we're always, our goal is to always be accessible, but students sometimes don't get their work started until 11 o'clock at night. So in those instances, they're going to YouTube. They're looking at videos to maybe try to explain a concept a little bit better if they don't have the notes from class. So, I'm looking at these different teachers and educators who are on YouTube and online and on these different platforms for any extra ideas, and it's all, we all have one goal at the end of the day, and that's to educate and try to feed the next generation. So I think that it's very important to learn from different types of teachers and their styles. And with that, attending different conferences and workshops and just networking with other educators within itself in person, that is always something that's helped me in building that community within, my campus, and just all working together, learning, what works best for them and, what might not have worked. And even with specific students, it just kind of helps when you collaborate. And as far
Yeah, you
as,
definitely.
sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I thought you were done.
Oh no, I was sorry. I can go on. I can go on for days. I get carried away. But I was just gonna address the second part of the question. I think you said what areas would I select for my own personal growth. I would definitely say keeping up with the new age. They have new stuff every day.
All the time.
I just hear some of their side conversations in class. Like I said, TikTok. I know we discussed this new booming TikTok thing that has especially bloomed amid coronavirus. That has everyone's doing the TikTok challenges, and I know that that's something that my students are definitely going to like to see incorporated. And I've even seen teachers who are, doing new dances to try to teach different subjects, and it's very cool how they just come together with everything and have these extra creative minds and use it as a platform to teach is incredible. And so that's what I would say, just keeping up to date with the latest social media and the latest jargon, and the kids love it. So that's probably
Yeah.
my area that I would focus on.
Okay, great. Sorry for interrupting. I didn't realize you didn't answer the second part, so I apologize for that. I do definitely think that instructor YouTube and Professor Google are the way of the future. Because I look at my daughter, and every time there's a question, she's like pulling up YouTube or looking at Google, or just using the web. The inventors of web, internet, they just really probably didn't realize what they did when they created it. But you're right, that's the way of the future. I was just thinking when I started, like during this COVID period, we have been at home, of course, and we've definitely utilized a lot of time to like clean out rooms and closets, and we had some encyclopedias, and I was like, should we keep these encyclopedias? And my daughter's like, Mom, everything's on the internet right now, so no, throw those away, give those away. So I had to depart with my old school encyclopedias, but that was the knowledge that we had then. But as soon as they were printed, they were probably outdated. So the internet is definitely a way to keep up with everything. So yeah.
Okay, they just don't understand that those encyclopedias used to be our Google.
Yep.
That's right.
Very, very true. Okay. So can you tell me how your knowledge of the current trends in education inform you as an educator, in the classroom?
Well, now more than ever, education is faced with the need for teachers to be flexible and proficient in various subject areas. And differentiating teaching techniques is very useful in being successful. So I feel like this means that teachers need to be dedicated in a lifelong pursuit of bettering their understanding of curriculum content and professional development.
And my background provides us
Sorry, I think I'm having technical difficulties. My background provides a strong base already, and my commitment to further education is evident through my actions leading up to my life at this point. And I feel like this concept especially applies to the use of technology to engage students and involve them in active learning. In the world that students are growing up in this environment, especially now, that we have to teach them in. And my preparation and experimentation of technology allows me to be unintimidated in the constant inquiry needed to keep up.
And I can honestly attest, like, we're all seeing that technology obviously is driving the world.
Literally.
And although it's great, it is great. We can see just on this call that, we still have some work to do.
Absolutely.
But I definitely think that it's very important, just because, students nowadays, they thrive on technology and it's in their everyday habits. So just being able to successfully reach them, like you said earlier, where they are by use of the technology is very important. So yeah, I definitely agree with you.
Well, you have to also think about the potential, because the internet is I think barely over 30 years old. And if you just think about when we were using dial-ups and how far we've come, and now that technology has become so prominent in our lives all across the world today, I could just imagine
what our innovators once again.
I think we're still having technical. It's okay. It's all right. Well, the innovators, I know they're on it. They're probably hearing this call right now and trying to configure how to stop that from happening. But it's all a work in progress, and it can only go up from here.
That is so true. That is so true. Thank you so much for your patience during this call.
It's
I know.
okay.
We're
It's
all
okay.
learning together.
It's all alone together.
Yes.
Alone together. I love it. Another philosophy there.
You know?
I mean, one day we're going to have the earbuds that we have. That'll be the whole phone, you know.
Right.
Right.
Waiting for that to come through.
Hologram, click in the air.
Yes, yes. Okay, so this is like my favorite question I always ask in any interviews, and I always ask it, so don't be intimidated by it, but
Okay.
I do want to know, why should we hire you instead of other applicants that we have interviewed? What makes you special?
That is a great question. I feel that my passion is there, and I always say that if I'm not challenging myself, am I really doing a good job? I always feel like I need to top my last best. So I know that I am always actively seeking to improve processes, to relate, and just the fact that being a teacher is such an impactful and unfortunately underrated position.
that, you know,
There we go.
Those wave lines.
Sorry about that. It's okay. It's okay. We're getting through it. Well, I just feel like it's such an impactful position, and everyone is going to have a teacher at some point in their lives. So it's hugely essential, and essential is a huge deal right now. So I feel that my passion, my strive, and my skill set, and the way that I've just been able to see the students develop has been a reward to me. And with all of that together, that success drives me to get up every single day. And I know that my work is very, very important. It literally is the nutrition that feeds the future.
Wow.
That's it's powerful.
That's amazing.
I also like your humor too.
Yes, me too.
Thank you.
You're so witty. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just love students. I do. It's
I was frozen. Did you see what I did there? No one caught it? Okay. It's okay.
I thought it was technology, so I wasn't gonna say anything, but that was good. That was good.
Okay, well, I know this interview has gone longer than anticipated because of the technological difficulties, but I do really appreciate your time and patience, both of you, on this call. Do you have any questions as we wrap up the interview? Do you have any questions or comments for us?
Let me see. I do. Okay. So amid this pandemic that we're all experiencing, I want to know what measures your school has taken to ensure the safety, security, and health of your faculty and your students.
Okay, so as of now, everyone is, working virtually. We are still developing those systems and processes. And as a district, as we progress, we are making those systems and plans known to all of our stakeholders, being teachers, parents, the community, students, everyone involved. So right now we are working from home remotely by way of virtual learning, but as of now, nothing has been set in stone. It's not confirmed, but we are discussing K through 7. Well, going into the fall of 2020, K through 7 will return to their classroom environment, and then 7 through 12 will have the option of um, learning virtually 100% in a 100% virtual format, and or engaging in a hybrid format where half of the coursework will take place on campus and the other half will take place virtually online. That will be a decision made by the parents, but we are ensuring that once we return, we do have those COVID-19 safety precautions set with, maintaining proper hand washing, hand sanitizing, social distancing as need be, and just making sure that we provide a safe learning environment for our staff and students.
That's great. These new terms and practices are becoming our new normal.
I know.
Yeah. Great question.
Any other questions?
I did have one more question. I wanted to know, because there's always room for improvement, I wanted to know what maybe some of those areas are in this department and how can my potential position help address those concerns?
So I'll take that one. Being on the committee for performance improvement on campus, first of all, I would love if you got the position to join that committee, because we're always looking for ways to improve. And in our work environment, especially with the COVID-19 and all of the rules and guidelines and changes that we're having to make, we're always looking at ways to enhance technology. And I will say that our administrators, such as Ms. Hicks, at our school have always looked at ways to make improvements through technology. I mean, I can remember we were just talking about encyclopedias. I mean, we had encyclopedias when I first started, in our classrooms. And at some point we moved to overhead projectors, and now we're using smart boards and all of the different social platforms that are out there. So we're always looking for ways to improve. We actually have a committee that is student-based as well, with hearing from our students, because we always want to make sure that they're involved and feel a part of our campus. So it's really worked well, and we're trying to work more with the district to make sure that, especially now with everything as far as the socialism and racism that's going on, we want to make sure that all districts, all campuses have the same quality of tools and resources as well as technology. So we're always speaking up at the district level to make sure that we are enhancing the experience for all of our students and the parents. So that's part of what we're doing, and look forward to maybe having you join in on those efforts.
Absolutely. That's right up my alley. I'm all about performance improvement.
Great.
Do you have any other questions?
I think that is it. I've learned a lot from my interview.
Oh, good deal. Well, like I said, thank you so much for your time. Thank both of you so much for your time. I know that we ran into some issues there, but we worked through it, so I really do appreciate it. And we are considering a few other applicants, so we're going to interview them throughout the week, and then if you are selected, you will hear from our associate principal. He will be in contact with you, call and introduce himself, and then you will also hear from HR for the official recommendation for hire. And then at that point, they will give you more information on information and details for like new teacher orientation and benefits and things of that nature. So you have my contact information. So if you have any questions in the meantime, if you want to follow up to check on the status of your interview, feel free to reach out to me. We should be wrapping things up no later than this Thursday because there are a couple other candidates. But yeah, we can definitely, let you know what the status is of your interview by Friday for sure.
That sounds amazing. Thank you so much, Ms. Hicks and Dr. Burns, for your time and your consideration today.
Absolutely. You be careful, and thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, you as
pleasure.
well.
Have a good
Pleasure
one.
to meet you, Renaja, and best of luck to you.
Thank you so much. You have a good one.
You too.